Welcome to COMG-165, Using the Internet. For our course, I'll be going over some of the introductory material and show you how our weekly course actually operates. To start off with, we'll go to the syllabus. And in there I have the basic information about our course, our section, how you may contact me, I have my email address, my office location, which is in our TC 2330 on the main campus. I'll direct you to my website, which is where you can find my current office hours, and they're in a grid format. The description of our course, which we are just learning how to use the internet and how it's been created. There are no prerequisites for this class. However, a basic understanding of computing and knowledge of how to use a word processor is highly recommended. For supplies, I recommend a storage device of some kind. USB, if you're taking this course from home, just your My Documents folder, but make sure you back everything up because you certainly don't want to end up in a situation where you're having to redo work because you've lost it. Our goals for this class are to describe the Internet's architecture, explain how to connect to the Internet, compare communication methods on the Internet, describe how the World Wide Web operates, use tools on the World Wide Web, examine multimedia features on the Internet, and describe how to remain safe and conduct business on the Internet. My grading scale, I think it's pretty standard for Mott. You can see it on your screen. Guidelines for success. For communicating with me, email is by far my preferred method of contact. You're more than welcome to call me, but I only check my messages and return calls when I'm on campus. I constantly am checking my email. I do that at least twice a day. If you have course-related questions or content-related questions, please use the Peer Help Forum. That way everybody else will benefit from your questions, and you may actually have a peer respond to you, and you get the answer a lot quicker than when I might log on to the internet. Assignments, we post them all to Blackboard, and they're due on their due date, which is 1 week after they are assigned. I don't accept any email or paper copies. It just makes going through Blackboard makes a much easier environment to manage, and you'll be able to see the assignment, what you submitted, and your grade or comments from me. This course starts off on a Saturday, but really doesn't matter how it works. The first day of the week, you download the material, you discuss questions, and answers are due. That's on day 3, which for this scenario is Tuesday. The final day of the week is 1 week after it starts, and that's just when everything else is due. The due dates are at 11:59 p.m. For our course, there's discussion questions, there's weekly discussion questions, there's a weekly paper or activity, and weekly quizzes. The total class points are 210. For the late policy, I don't accept late assignments. We have an advisory committee of local business leaders, and one of their biggest problems is employees not showing up for work on time, not completing tasks on time, and just not being responsible in general. And as an educator working for the community, it is my duty to help shape future employees. So therefore I have a very strong policy about no late assignments, period. So make sure you get things in on time, and I certainly give you enough time to work on them. Withdrawing from the class, that's your responsibility, so please see the academic calendar for the last date for withdrawals. NS grades. Those are given for students that never show up for class or at the sole discretion of the instructor, if there's not enough to actually give a grade. Financial aid. Attendance can affect your financial aid, and I know that financial aid might pay for materials. I give you their contact information, and certainly will refer you to them if you have questions. Incompletes will not be given in this course, and that's based on the late policy. Since nothing can be turned in late, an incomplete is nothing more than an extension or accepting materials late. Cheating. Be very careful of plagiarism. I get many assignments where they've been purely copied from the web. They automatically receive a failing grade, and you can be failed for the course and possibly refer to the academic dean for further action. So I really do take that seriously. Don't give other students your papers or anything in that nature. You are more than welcome to work with others, though. I do encourage a team environment. Just make sure that everybody's, providing their fair share. Attendance. Before viewing the course content, you must complete the syllabus quiz in Blackboard with a score of 100%. You can keep taking the quiz as many times as needed to earn that 100%. And once you do that, the course material will be available on a weekly basis. Okay, if you scroll to the top of the syllabus, there's a syllabus quiz that you must take before the material will be available. Okay, I took and passed the syllabus quiz, and one thing that it reminded me of is the attendance policy. Attendance is taken weekly, and that's by grading the discussion questions or critical thinking questions on the discussion board. So do make sure that those are in on time. I'll click on Learning Units, and this will become available only after you have successfully passed the quiz. So I'll click on Learning Units, and the first unit is Describe the Internet's Architecture. This is similar to every other unit in the class. I give you an overview about the unit, what you'll be learning, and how you'll know if you're successful. For learning activities, I'll have you think about something or watch a video. There's many different beginnings. You'll read parts of your book. So for example, for this unit I say read part 1. That refers to chapters 1 through 6. The chapters in your book are very short. They're only several pages in length, so I'm not asking you to read 200 pages or anything like that. Complete the quiz based on your readings. Answer any 2 of the 4 questions in the discussion forum. Connect to the internet using your home or school computer. Go to youtube.com and watch a video. That's the activity for the week. In a written report, explain how your home or school computer connects to YouTube. For assessment, I'm referring to the things we did under the learning activities. So here, if I can find it once again, complete the quiz based on your readings, okay? Post the answers to discussion questions, good, that was referred to up here, and submit the written report about connecting to YouTube. I say see the Accessing the Web Performance Assessment for scoring information. You can find out exactly how I will score you on this. For the quiz, you just click on the quiz and take the quiz each week. Discussion questions, I ask you the questions here, and if you just click on the link for discussion questions, it'll take you to the discussion board in the proper area within the discussion board even. And then you just create thread to create your own thread within there. The performance assessment task, I list out what it is that I want you to do, and then the scoring guide. So for example, report explains what operating system your computer uses, and there's ratings of 0, 1, or 2. So you know exactly how you're going to be graded. In the discussion board area, you'll see Describe the Internet's Architecture once again. That was linked to from our learning unit. The Peer Help Forum, which is where I want you to ask content-related questions. If you don't understand something in class, that's where to ask it. If you click on Your Instructor, you'll find my contact information, including my teaching schedule. So you can find my office hours and all that right there on that page. Our syllabus, and then your grade section. For me, it does not display because I don't have student access, but there you'll see a listing of the grades in the course, and each week when I grade, I'll post an announcement. You can go in here and see your grades. Also, each week I'll be posting an announcement which will be welcoming you to the week and explaining what it is that we'll be doing. So once again, welcome to Using the Internet. I hope that we have a successful semester, and please take the syllabus quiz and start on the material.